No, oh, there we go. That's better. It's been a while since I've streamed on here, so I'm just remembering now to turn things on and off. Let me just get rid of something at the bottom of the screen as well, which I totally forgot about, to do with the last stream. I can soon change that. How's everyone doing anyway? Welcome. So, tonight we're going to be doing a scenario from the Midland Main Line heavy freight. I can't even spell. Midland Main Line. Heavy freight scenario pack based in around the 2018-2019 period. We'll just get that put in there. I should have had this done before. I got sort of caught out by another issue, trying to log back into all the stuff which annoyingly had logged me out. Right, that's that kind of sorted. I'll just move that to there. It might be a case that might be really in an awkward place when we do this scenario, but we'll see. Right, let's get that out of the way. So, the pack itself is a pack of 10 scenarios created by On Track Simulation, which is myself as a side thing. It's available from Just Trains, and yeah, I'm just going to show you one of the scenarios tonight. It's been out a couple of weeks. I was hoping to do a stream before I went away on my holiday, but time didn't allow for that, unfortunately, so we're going to give you a little showing tonight, and we're going to show you a scenario from the pack with the promised upcoming update, which is going to feature the Classic 66 Enhancement Pack 2.0, which has only just come out today. So the pack update has actually started. I've done a couple of the scenarios already, so hoping to get that done pretty sharpish. It shouldn't be hopefully too long before we get that to you. So just keep your eye out for that. There'll be updates and emails when that does go live, but the update is in progress, so that is that out of the way. And the scenario we're going to be doing tonight is a run from Tunstead to Briggs ICI. So it's not a long distance, but it's actually quite a lengthy run to get to where we need to be. So there's a few run rounds, some uncoupling, some let's say run rounds and recoupling, and then sort of shuffling, traversing back and forth to get to where we need to be. So we start at Tunstead, run around at Peak Forest, go along to Buxton, do some run rounds in the URS side, I can't remember what they stand for, and then we'll go towards Dowlow. Right. Good evening, anyone that's in the chat, and Jack, I see Jack. It catching me out this on YouTube because it's all the way around. The text at the bottom row and at the top when you do it on Twitch. So I was like, where's all my chat? Oh, it's at the bottom. Right, so just a quick showing. So currently what you'll see on my screen is everything. So the scenarios that are going to be the second version are... Is all the reception sign, is it? I had no idea what that was. So yeah, you see two versions of each scenario. So you've got the 66 EP, which is the original 66 EP, which came out on the release of this scenario pack. And then there'll be a separate version which is going to come in the update, which will have 2.0 in there. Now the idea I'm hoping, when I speak to the installer man at JTJF, I'm hoping to have it where the installer will give you the option to install either the original EP or the new EP. And that way it's not going to clog up your game with two of every scenario, like each scenario. That's my plan. Whether it can be done, I don't know yet, but I'm hoping that can be done so it makes it a little bit more tidier in your game for you. And then obviously you guys get the preference or which one you then want to have and see. So the pack itself consists of Class 66 running, heavily dominated on the Midland Main Line from all sorts of flows such as aggregates, coal, iron ore, there's empty workings, steel. I think there's a steel. I think there might be a steel one as well. There is a steel one. It's in the loaded steel wagons with the cover over the top, sort of the rounded top ones. I can't remember what they are. I think the BYAs. But the aim of the pack was to sort of utilise a lot of newer wagons that are coming to the game over the last year or so, and those wagons themselves are very, very widely used around the Midland Mainline's areas. So that was the sort of the method in the plan, and then obviously the other 66 pack was announced sort of early on in the development of the pack, so I thought, well, even better to try and do 2 versions, so people get the option. So let's get that out of the way. We're going to go straight into the scenario. So we are doing 6 Hotel 27 Tunstall sidings to Briggs ICI sidings, and as I say, we're going to do the one with the 2.066 just to show you what you'll get when that update comes. As I say, hopefully it shouldn't be too long. I'm going to be cracking on in the evenings, hopefully this week, to get them all converted over on the other version. They'll need a bit of testing. This one I'm running already has been tested this evening, so 1 out of 10's already been tested. And hopefully we'll get them to you soon. Any questions, do fire away in the chat. The pack itself is £9.99. You can use your JT reward points as well if you have any towards that. You do receive reward points as well if you purchase the pack. I think it's 45. I'm just going to double check this. It is 45 points you get back. The pack gives you 13 hours of extra drive time across the Midland Main Line routes, utilising literally every corner possible for the most part. And I say, varying loads and types of wagons will be seen throughout. It is very important as well, if you do decide to pick up the pack at some point from now onwards, that you do make sure your Midland Mainline routes are fully up to date as of the 1st of August. There was a wide set of updates that went out for the Midland Mainline routes, which was sort of done in alongside for this pack as well, so it was to make sure that everything operated correctly. Right, a short trip is required from you today to Briggs ICI sidings from here at Tunstead. You'll be conveying a rake of loaded HIA hoppers containing limestone. 2 run-round moves will take place along the way too. One at Great Rocks and the other is at Buxton URS, which we're still debating on whether it's called up reception sidings or relief, but that debate can continue on if we can figure that one out. Maximum permitted speed throughout on this journey is 60 miles per hour, should you see it. I don't think you see 60 miles an hour, you might do. I can't remember even doing 60 miles an hour, it's quite a slow run. Evening Soldier Boy, how are we doing? Hope you're well as well. I am, thank you. So this is one of the 2 scenarios that have updated so far using the new shed. Right, let's close that. Alright, so first things first, you obviously want to set up the cab, so get the key in. Give that a cancel. GSMR is just booting up. That is set up for the first signal with a code coming out of Tunstead, so you just literally control and G, and when it's initialised, it'll input the actual details on there, so you'll have all that. Just remember to, obviously, when you do a change end, you just want to press Control G again to get that to set itself up. Right, so whilst that's doing its thing, we need some lights on. Get those on. Turn the tail lamps off, or tail lights, so I say. We need to set our braking up, so currently it's set to passenger, so we need to have it on brake timing, so Control Enter. We need to go to the maintenance screen on there, go to air brake setup, Control Enter, and then Control Enter again, which puts us into the goods setup. And then you just go back to there, go to data meters, then just go to power data. I usually put it on that screen. So that's that. I think we are due off here very, very shortly. It's literally like, I think it's like 20 past we go. You have like 2 minutes to set up everything. Control D just to make sure that's on. We'll chuck it on full clagging motor as well, why the heck not? And let's decide what horn we want. We'll go with that one. I was stuck outside Leighton Buzzard for an hour earlier because of a landslide, so it's been a long day. Just wanted to rush home and get the 66. Oh, that's fair play. No, it's hopefully it wasn't stuck for ages. For an hour, hopefully it wasn't much more like that. I bet it felt longer than an hour. Right. Some things to know, obviously, when you come to have the update, and if you do have this new 66, it is a definite change in driving. It's a bigger challenge. I found this scenario was pretty challenging to come out of here anyway, but it's even more of a challenge now with this one. We're coming out on an uphill gradient, so It's a 1 in 90 from the stand already. Obviously we're loaded, so you need to get the amps built up before you fully take the brakes off, because if you don't, you will find yourself rolling back straight away. So you want to get a bit of momentum ready, and then just edge the brake lever into the off position, and then hopefully you should just gain a bit of forward motion. And then when you know you're going forward, you can take the brakes off fully, which I think is very slightly edging forward. Just going to put a bit more power on. Good evening, Adam. Hope you're well. I'm going to take a bit more brake off, and hopefully, there we go, we are moving. The challenge on this bit is holding it at 5 miles an hour, because it's quite a long section of 5. It's 5 miles an hour well through the first tunnel into the second tunnel, where it goes to 10 miles an hour, and then you've got to hold it at 10 for a good while. So this bit is actually quite a challenging bit. And then when you go back the other way, because you go past on the lines on the right towards Buxton, you get yourself going quite quick because you're going downhill, so you've got to then work the brakes more rather than powering. So it's a bit of both on this scenario. This is one of the harder scenarios in terms of trying to keep the control. I had to use knots out before taking the brakes off. I did it about 3 or 4 on my first test, and I went backwards, so I had to put the brakes back on and go again. So I've had a practice, and I've tested this scenario already, so I wanted to make sure. The 6 Ps were done tonight, prior planning and all that. Is this the pack being updated to use the 6? Yes, so this is the Midland Main Line heavy freight scenario pack that came out a couple of weeks ago, which used the standard 66 enhancement pack, which has been superseded by the new one that's come out today. So the promise was that when this new 66 pack came out, a set of clone scenarios will be sorted as a free update to all users and anyone purchasing after, that you will then have an option. Hopefully there'll be an option to install one or the other set, rather than clutting the game up with everything. That's my aim, to try and get that, so you can have one or the other set, whichever one you want to have. And then, yeah, I'm hoping it won't be too long to get this done. I'm aiming to try and get it done as fast as possible. I'll need some testing just to run through the scenario, obviously, and then hopefully be able to get it out to everyone as soon as we possibly can. I think it'll need a slight manual update as well to add and incorporate the new versions as well, just because there's some requirement, very minor slight differences. Obviously the old EP will be taken off, and one of the requirements is taken out, because the EP, I think you only like 166 pack now, which I think is pack 3, which is the EWS pack, and then the EP, rather than needing loads of separate different ones now. It makes the requirements a little bit easier to manage as well in terms of the 66 itself. Evening Tin, how we doing? Now then, hope you're well. Just literally just momentum back and forth with the notching lever, just back one, forward one. You don't want to creeping. It's very easy to creep over. I'll show you the manual as well for the pack when we have a moment to sit in the loop or in the run round. Just to give you a quick look at that. That is actually available to open up on the actual store web page as well, so you can actually have a read through the manual before deciding to pick up the pack or not. That's always the dreading thing, is always updating scenarios, because it can take a while. It took me a little while to get my head around what needed to be done to get this scenario sorted, because there's loads and loads of different versions of 66 you can place down with all the intricate logo. This is the big thing, is now we're going to have a lot more realism in these ones, because we can do a lot more with the logos, and you can have all the correct logos on the side logos, so it brings that realism even further, which is nice. We couldn't originally have like all the zero injuries and stuff like that, and all these extra little bits on the front, like this front logo for example wasn't available. So we can do a lot more and make it a lot more realistic. I agree, yeah, it's nice to keep it all contained in less packs. It's always easier to know where things are as well when there's less packs to include. I agree. Obviously, we're not doing a sales pitch for AP tonight. It's just we wanted to show that the update is in progress in this pack because we promised it would come as soon as we possibly can do it, so it's already started. It's sort of timed out quite nicely, really, because of the stream tonight. I wasn't sure if it would just be done on the normal pack or not, so it was a win-win, really. This is also a start of some extra streams on the channel. It's been quite quiet over the year. We haven't had, obviously, waves of stuff to do on the channel, but as we get in towards the winter months, we're going to do a few more streams. So I'm planning, hopefully, doing fortnightly. So there is another stream already planned in onto the actual channel, which you might have seen, which is just another recap stream with the 86, which came out recently. So we'll have a little run on that, do a few bits and pieces, just show it off again for those that might not have seen it before. So that is on, I think it's the 17th, again at 7:45. Times are slightly changed for the channel. It's just a bit harder to work because my kids are getting older. I can't throw them in bed at 7 o'clock like I used to be able to, so it's not so easy. So I have to start a little bit later, but we'll still put some streams in. So yeah, I'm hoping to at least do one every couple of weeks, just to keep things going. Of course, back in talking TSW, we announced our upcoming route as well. That was announced whilst I was away on holiday, so the direct was last Tuesday. So our next route, which is Crewe to Preston, that was announced. Part of that, and the ticket, or take a ticket, it's called. So you've got your first little bit of info, and I think there was 3 screenshots as well with that. More information, more pictures, more details will come in the coming weeks, months as we edge closer, as we always do. We'll do all the usual social media stuff where we do our deeper take a look at each sort of section of the project, from rolling stock to timetables to the route itself and the features. So we're very excited to be bringing that to you. The Pacer as well, that's coming soon as well, the TFW one. So there's a bit more on there. I think there's some new screenshots and some more text as well. So that's another one to keep an eye out on, and obviously again there'll be further dev logs for that as we edge closer. And there'll be streams of course for these projects when they get to their finish line, when we can actually show stuff. That's another reason really, sort of get the stream up and going and get this channel bit more momentum. It's not always easy to try and get all the streams out there, there's so much going on in terms of the day-to-day work stuff, but we'll try and keep it a bit busier. I know Scott will be happy to see a few more streams out there as well. Not sure if Scott's in tonight, he might be around. Right, so the routes that we're on obviously are the Just Trains Midland Main Line series. The routes you're seeing tonight will be, it runs off the base route, which is Sheffield Derby. We're not actually going to that section tonight. The ones we're running on tonight are the extensions of, it's just the Buxton Peak Forest actually, yeah, tonight, extension wise. The Hope Valley one is just a little bit further beyond Peak Forest itself. It's nice to see the like the feedback and response, and that's the route so far as well, so as that momentum builds up, we can get that hype going. There's some exciting stuff coming, Soldier Boy. It just shows Trains in Classic is still going, it's still kicking. Even if we don't in-house develop for it anymore, there is still stuff out there for it. This game will still go on for years and years to come. No doubt about that. Oh, that's nice to see as well. My Nightbot thing's working. I didn't realise Nightbot actually worked with YouTube. I had it all set up ages ago. I don't think I quite caught it. So I put a timer in there and it's actually working. So if anyone's interested in this pack, there is a link that will pop up every so often. It'll take you to the actual web page for the store. This is, I say, it's a limestone working, which is heavily loaded with HIA wagons. Have you never driven this part, Adam? Have you not really? Oh, you need to get yourself on it. It's such a scenic heavy section. There's just so much going on with all the quarries and like history and tunnels and stuff like that. Obviously it's a historical part of the old like the old line that went through towards Matlock, which curves off. There's only a small section of that still in existence from Buxton, which runs on this section down here. It used to they would have continued onwards and eventually would have joined back up at Matlock down here. So that section is what went. So that isn't there. There is a section of it still going as a pres line, but yeah, there's still a small section, and this part was part of that as well. Used to be a station at Peak Forest. You're too busy on the main line. Just curious on how come JT do routes in the 80s to 90s. It's a good question. It's just where we have a lot of interest, really. And personally, I think it's one of the best eras, as do the rest of the team. That's why we choose to do stuff around there currently. Just the old diesel locos and stuff like that. Just so much variety in different stock. And the game has quite a lot of that stock already available. And then we can just extend on that and add more. I feel like the older BR area is very well represented in terms of locos already, that we could put more out there to make timetables really, really busy and give you a good realistic run. And it was dubbed in our announcement that this upcoming route is going to be our busiest and intense timetable yet as well, so which it is set to be really busy. There's a lot going on. We can't really always say what's what, but we can give you some sort of low down info like that. The general response to us during the older era as well has been pretty well received as well. Right, so we're just going into the down goods loop, so this is where we're going to do our first stop. We're going to drop off the wagons here and do a run round. And then we're going to head in the other direction. Scenarios in the pack range from some shorter runs like 40 minutes, then you've got an hour and a half. I think there's like a 70-minute run. Then you've got some really long ones such as like two and a bit hours as well, which use the long range sections of the route. So there's a good mix. If you've not got long, there's the short ones, and say if you've got quite a few hours in the evening, you've got your busy runs to do, like cover the vast majority. Yeah, there's going to be three different crews, isn't there? So you're going to have the Spirit of Steam, the JT one, there's an All Aboard Studios version, so over the different years. It'd be interesting to obviously see the different sort of styles of what crew used to look like in terms of track layout as well. Definitely. It's still 1 in 90 at the minute as well. Now, one thing you need to do when you come to do the uncoupling, you need to make sure you've got some handbrakes on the wagons, because they like to sort of roll back. To stop them running away, do put some handbrakes on, just to be safe. There's so many routes I'd like to see. Not to mention what we have planned. Just go a little bit further. We need to clear enough room from that ground signal. It was a big rollback. It was very, very minor, very, very sort of crawling. I'm going to put them on just to be safe. Should lob a few of those on. Just waiting for the task to do its thing. So this is Peak Forest Cemex siding, which is just over there, which is one of the facilities here where you can find there is a scenario that runs in there as well. This is where the old station was. Right, we can do our own couple. Yeah, they're not moving now. That's fine. Right, one thing we need to do is put the tail lights on. Did routes take long to make in TSW or TSC? It took a while in TSW at first, but now we're up to speed, it's not so bad. It depends on what you're making really, and how complex you want to make a route and what you want to add to it really. TSW we're up to speed now, we can work at a good rate. It does take maybe a slight bit longer in TSW. But like, the routes that we've been doing are quite ambitious as well in what they are and what they come with. They definitely do, yeah, TSW routes do have a lot more detail. But once you know everything is in the editor and where your assets are and that, you get going and you sort of get into the motion. You can get quite quick with it. Once you've got a rhythm going, it's not so bad. I prefer to build routes in TSW though over TS Classic. The editor is just so much nicer to work with. When you get to grips with it, it's yeah. For gameplay, like scenario stuff, I prefer TS Classic though. TSW making like scenarios and stuff like that is a lot more of a pain in the backside faff. So we'll come off the loop, park up just beyond the signal box. We're going to go onto the third track from the right of us now, head back down to Great Rocks and then do another run round and meet back up with the wagons. Yeah, objectives are the worst, yeah. You'll find a range of operators obviously in these scenarios, such as Freightliner, DB, GBRF, the main ones, which will dominate these scenarios. Tracing Classic's scenario creation can be a pain sometimes. Yeah, the dispatcher can be a little bit stuck in its way sometimes, not want to work how you expect it. You've just got to look after it and nurse it along the way. Look after it, it'll look after you. But for what I've just gone right past the objective here, haven't I? I'm going to stop on it. Ooh, we might just make it. No, we're alright, we're on it still. Getting carried away then. Right. So we need to do a shutdown. Yeah, if you look after it and just don't throw everything at once and just take your time with it, usually it's alright. It can have a little bit of a wobble sometimes where the dispatcher gets a little bit upset, but most of the time it's alright, to be honest. Right. Deregistering that. Right, I think we're alright on that side. Your favourite is train and drone with the doors open. Yeah, oh, Trains and Classic can do that sometimes. I don't know why it does that. I think sometimes they just don't shut. Probably just the code sometimes doesn't do as it's meant to. It's annoying when it happens, but it happens. Sort of just go with it. Right, so everything is, I think, set there. Just putting the GSMR stuff in for me. Evening, East Midlands Railway, how are we doing? Matthew Wingrove, good evening. Got some problems with 3 routes, which are Reading to Exeter, Manchester to Sheffield, and Amersham to Uxbridge. I can't find them on quick drives in Train Simulator. Do you know why that is? Off the top of my head, have you ever seen the quick drives on them? Have they ever been there before, like the quick drives themselves? Have an idea if you've seen it before. Might have an idea what could be the reason. You might have to give Armstrong Powerhouse a message on that one, East Midlands. I can't say I've seen that myself, but yeah, it's probably worth just dropping them a support ticket. I'm sure they'll help you. Maybe it might just be a case you might have to just reinstall the packs. It might fix it. So you can see now we're going downhill, so we don't need to add too much power. Right, okay. So you've seen them before, that's good. So what I would suggest is, hang on, let me just open up the folder so I can walk you through it. I'll put the directory path. I can't put the directory path in here because I haven't got a chat box for whatever reason. It won't let me chat. So what you need to do, you need to go to the Railworks folder, you know, the root folder of the game. Hang on. Let me do it this way. I can show you. Right, so you can see, I'm just hiding something so you can't see stuff. So on your Railworks, so if you go to Railworks, you'll see that assets and all that lot. You need to go wherever it's installed the game. Go to content, and then you'll see the routes folder. Now below you'll see a number of files. If you see the SDB cache file, delete that and then reload the game. It might be that it happens sometimes where your quick drives just disappear for no reason. But if you delete that file, just take it out and back it up somewhere, and then let the game rebuild that file. It'll take a little bit longer to rebuild, like reload it, because it's got to rebuild that cache. And then when it loads up, go back to your quick drive, and then they should be there. Normally that fixes it. So yeah, give that a go, and see how you get on with that. Yeah, Soldier Boy says maybe reinstalling your Class 66 on Steam as well. That might be a one to have a try. I can't say I've seen that issue you're having. Yeah, I'm not too sure on that otherwise, unfortunately. Sorry. Right, so back down to 10 in a minute. Cache. I've heard people say cache and cache, and then I say both. The cache. The cache. I keep pressing Q and the DSD goes on. I'm so used to Train Sim World. It's all the same key. No, that's not for you, Reese Millen. That was for Matthew Wingrove for the quick drive issue. For yourself, I would say maybe uninstall it via... So uninstall the EWS Class 66 off through Steam on the DLC manager. And then reinstall that, and then reinstall the AP pack maybe, and just see if that fixes it. That's all I can sort of think of, really. I don't have any other suggestions on that, unfortunately. I can't really help you. I'd say it would be one for AP to obviously investigate with you. We've got the shunt signal. You can see the discs pulled for us. So we're going to cross over and go into Great Rocks. Oh, okay. Well, I've no idea, unfortunately. Might have to ask around on the Discords maybe and see if anyone else has maybe had the issue and might be able to assist you. Like I say, we're not support for AP content. Unfortunately, we're not doing sales pitches for AP. We're showing the pack itself, which is showing the promised update that's coming. I'm all out of ideas, unfortunately. Those are the things I'd do first of all before scratching my head. Normally, before I get to the scratchy head part, it usually works. I think there's a few liveries missing. I mean, GBRF keep repainting the Class 66 quicker than anyone could probably think. So you'd never get them all done, but no doubt people will probably reskin them. But there's a lot in the packs over the 2 volumes. Yeah. Everything's available what we need for this scenario pack anyway. So. And for future packs. Meant for East. Oh, sorry. I thought you meant for me. I was just agreeing with you. Right. Let's just let it do its thing. Amaze Taze, good evening, how we doing, mate? Good to see you. Good to hear. Yeah, I'm very well, thank you. Very well. You will need volume 1. Yeah, I don't think you can have volume 1 without and volume 2 separate. You have to have volume 1 to have volume 2 work. Volume 2, I think, is reskins. You do need volume 1 as a base pack. That's probably what your issue might be then. My understanding is what it'll do is volume 1 will hold all the geo files off the base stuff, and then that's how it'll all install. So it'll get the files it needs. Nope. I better take them brakes on. Right. Take the handbrakes off the back. We've got a few minutes here. Everything's checked over. After recoupling back up to the vehicle wagons, you're clear to proceed onwards to Buxton, URS at 0954. Right, while we're waiting, just going to show you the manual, which again, as I mentioned before, you can grab the manual to have a look at on the website before picking up the pack, so you can have a little nosy through. It just basically, it's not a long manual, it's just a brief one, just shows you the requirements and stuff, and just a bit of instruction, some notes to make aware of. There's a couple of scenarios you need to run a preload, which is scenario B and D. You basically run them preloads. If you find the scenario doesn't load up and it crashes, if you load that preload first and then run the main scenario, it'll load up. It's just a get around to make things work in TS. It doesn't always need to be done, but those two scenarios require it. Basically just preloads the area in, so it just makes it a bit easier for it to load up. Pull that into neutral for a moment. We are due off in a second. I'm just going to pause that a moment so I can show you this. So other couple of bits really is some 222s not always displaying destination blinds, which I think is a newer TS classic bug that came in, unfortunately. And other areas, if they don't have a destination, it was because the units or the whatever, they didn't have the destination there to use, so you might find that some are blank. And again, as I mentioned before, you do need to make sure that Midland Mainline is updated and you've got the right updated versions as of the 1st of August 2025. Usual installation process, it's all on the, you download it on your account and just run the installer, log in and it'll do its thing. Uninstall, if you want to install it, it'll take the files out, easy as that. Other than that, usual stuff really. Scenarios, tells you how to find scenarios. There's one, if you like to do searching for scenarios, if you search for, I think, scenario I, which is the Immingham scenario, it won't appear. It's because it's a timetable scenario, so you have to just scroll through the list to find it. It's just the way the scenario is set up. You wait for the train to come into the station and you click it and take it over as a driver changeover. All your requirements are there, so they're all listed under each developer. So Just Trains, Armstrong Powerhouse, Steam, TS Rolling Stock, A Robinson, Alan Thompson Sim, Major Wells, and Trains and Community. We had permission from a developer at TS Community to use a freeware wagon pack on one of the scenarios, so a big thanks to them. And Major Wells allow use of their stuff on payware, providing it's obviously it's mentioned in the manual, so you can use the revamp pack to use LC version trains on one of the scenarios. You get a lowdown of each scenario, and each scenario has a lowdown of what requirements are for each one, so you can find out which ones you might be able to run. You might find you might be missing a couple bits, so some you might be able to run in the meantime. It's always worth looking out for sales as well if you're trying to fill up your content library elsewhere with other developers' stuff. There's always sales on in TS if you're sort of desperate for bits. But yeah, there's say 10 scenarios in the pack, and they cover the whole range of the route. And say there's one there 135 minutes, which is a hard scenario as well. 120-minute one there, 4 out of 5 again on the rating. So yeah, you've got a good variety. Some short ones that's an hour for 30 minutes there. So there's a mixture. If you've got time, you can do a long one. If you haven't got loads of time, you can do a short one. Unloading as well features on this scenario, so you actually unload coal wagons at Ratcliffe Power Station, so it makes use of that. And then mainly like end-to-end runs or straight through finish, and as the train continues elsewhere. And that is that. So you want to read that yourselves, you can go to the website on the link that's just popped up again, and you can open that manual and have a nosy before deciding. Right. Well, onwards. So we need to start Great Rocks in a minute. We need to pick up the token. It's a single line section. So you'll find that you'll need to use your brakes more rather than the power on this part of the run, because it'll roll away quite quickly. You can see it's gaining momentum already. You're going down a 1 in 90. As you get round and go towards Buxton, you do have to put the power down because you do climb them. One thing I will say is as well, if you obviously have driven some of these scenarios already, this one for example, if you drive it on the standard 66 and then you come to drive this one, you see a massive difference in the way of how you really have to drive and handle and think about your power. It's a massive difference, so there's a lot more realism on these 2.0 versions that are going to come. You've been handed over the token for the line between Great Rocks and Buxton Signal Box. You'll need to stop and hand this token back over on your arrival. So it's 5 miles to Buxton. I think this like drive altogether, all in all, is about 8 or 9 miles at most, or something daft like that. But it takes 90 minutes to do it. So it's crazy how long it takes to do such a short run. But it's all the run rounds and that I mean, but involved in this. If you look on the map, I can contain my speed, not over speed. We started here. We've gone to here. We're going to go around here, run around here, go to here. So it's not far. It's a short run, but keeps you busy. Please note there is a 20-mile-an-hour speed restriction in place at the Topley Pike Viaduct. We're coming out about 10 finally. We'll not need to put too much power down in terms of notches, but just put a couple in. It'll find its way. That's it, still downhill. Okay, no worries. Hope you get yourself sorted. Obviously this is where we came out of in Tunstead there, so now we're going to run alongside where we started. If the Midland Main Line is something you've not actually got for Train Sim, and it's something you're interested in, you can actually pick up bundles for the pack. There's some very, very good bundles out there. Let me just cover what there is. Midland Main. It'd help if I could have a chat window. Have I got my... Definitely got markers on. I've got headlights on. There's a headlight on there. Must be something up there that's not changed. I don't know. I've definitely got them on. Yeah, so there's a variety of different bundles out there. Whether you've already got some of the Midland Main Line, you need some to complete, or you need to maybe pick up the route itself and you want to just go full ham and get the lot, you can do a complete Midland Main Line bundle, which has let me just work this out. So that does have Sheffield Derby and literally everything. We've got a fitter to meet us at Dowlow. Yeah, so that comes with everything. So Sheffield Derby is the base, and it comes with all the extensions like you've got Buxton Peak Forest, Hope Valley, Nottingham Lincoln, Erewash Valley, Derby Nottingham Leicester, Derwent Valley and Barrow Hill. And that gives you the whole Midland Mainline route map available. That is £69.99. That's over 215 authentic detailed miles of route to drive there as well, so there's a fair whack to keep you busy. And each route comes with loads of scenarios as well, so you'll be busy for ages. I say, if you've got some of the Midland Main Line and you just need to complete sort of sections, you can do the smaller bundles. So there's a number of curated packs that hopefully should sort of fill your missing bits. So there's the branches bundle. That's £19.99. That comes with Nottingham, Lincoln, Derwent Valley and the Barrow Hill. So those are all the smaller branches to the route. You can also do... where are they? They're all over the place here. Peak District bundle. This is an absolute fantastic deal, to be honest, this one. This is £19.99 and you get Hope Valley and the Peak Forest route. As I say, if you price them up how much it costs you for each, and it'd be £10 each for those. I'm trying to find there's any more on here. There might be another one. I maybe have missed somewhere. Maybe I didn't. I might have got them all. Oh no, hang on. There's a mainline bundle as well. I missed that one. Yeah, the mainline bundle at £29.99 gives you Sheffield Derby, Dartford and Leicester and Erewash Valley. So those are the core mainline routes. I say those are £29.99. Puts it sort of into a perspective of how good of a deal the sort of are, really, because you can get Sheffield Derby on its own for £25.99, and then for what, £4 more you can get the other two with it as well, which really are great great deals, to be honest. All of them are. If you look at how much the routes are separately, it's a no-brainer if you really want to sort of pick up the route and get involved. You only need Barrow Hill and the Buxton Peak. So yeah, so there's no bundle like just on two separate, so obviously there'd be separate ones for yourself. We're climbing again now. We're not too far from the TSR. Obviously the signage is all cropped in now. Warning, AWS for it. Topley Pike is just around this curve. Oh, nice one, good stuff. Glad to hear. Right, okay. Sounds like just a little bit of a mix-up then. So for anyone that's just joined us recently, we are on the Midland Mainline Heavy Freight Scenario Pack 2018 and 2019 base scenarios. Pack's £9.99, and tonight we are showing one scenario off the pack, which also is utilising the enhancement pack 2.0 for the 66, which has just come out. This is a promised update that's going to be coming for the pack, as mentioned on release. So work has already begun to do the separate versions, and hopefully it won't be too long before those are done and sent out to customers, and obviously be available for anyone purchased after. Scenario wise, we are on 6 Hotel 27 Tunstead sidings to Briggs ICI sidings with 66 something 617. Currently travelling to Buxton URS from Tunstead at the minute. It's a fair old climb. Excellent, glad to hear it. Happy days. Yeah, if it ever happens again, just literally, all you need to do is just delete that file or take it out and put it somewhere, then reload the game and it'll rebuild. I don't know why it does it, just sometimes quick drives can just go walkies off the database. It's weird. It doesn't always happen, but occasionally it does. But there is a solution at least. So you're very welcome. As mentioned before, there will be another stream on the 17th of September, which is a TSW stream for the Class 86/2 pack. So we'll be doing a bit of a recap stream on that and just taking it for a drive, and probably take a timetable service and do an end-to-end run or something. Hello Ash, do I ever go walkies? I do sometimes. I do. You've got to go walkies sometimes. Hello Charlie, how are we doing? The man in the chair. I will have to go walkies in a minute because my youngest hasn't gone to sleep. He's messing about upstairs, so when I come to a stop, I'm going to have to pause for a moment and just go and put him back in bed. I hope that he stays there. Blah, quick question just popped on. Has it been updated? As in, what is it? What's updated? Do you mean as in, has the pack been updated yet? I'm good, thanks Charlie. So yeah, the scenario pack hasn't been updated yet. It is in progress. 2 scenarios have been updated at my end, so I'm working on the update, and we're working to get it done and out as soon as possible. So hopefully it won't be too long. You'll get an email when it does go live, so you'll be notified if you already have got the pack itself. My aim is to try and get them all converted over and sorted this week, before the end of the week. I'll need a small bit of work in the manual just to add and incorporate the new version into the manual, so that might take a day or two, depending on how busy the manual people are. But other than that, and I think a few changes to the website just to incorporate it, other than that, it shouldn't be too much. Where can I get a physical copy of Just Trains' Rail Simulator official expansion pack? That is a good question. I have no idea. Maybe online, maybe like eBay or something like that, or Amazon. I don't know. Do Amazon sell stuff like that anymore? CEX maybe. Someone might have sold a copy there and took it in. I don't know really. It'd be quite hard to find one, to be honest. It's a very old pack, and I mean we obviously don't stock disc copies anymore. We haven't done that for a very long time. Your best bet is probably finding it like as a second-hand copy somewhere, like in a game shop or something like that, maybe. I always remember you used to see like some of the JT content in the National Railway Museum, like Newcastle to York Modern. But yeah, I don't think they sell that anymore. Right, I'm just going to go and quickly attend to my children upstairs. I'll be literally a minute to most, so just bear with. I'm going to pop the other screen on and I'll be back in a moment. Hello again. Right. Do they have, yeah, I think they might have had keys in them actually. Yeah, it might be a bit of a yeah. I've not seen them for donkeys like years. Physical copies. Now that you've handed over the Great Rocks to Buxton token, you may proceed into the URS sidings. Ensure you pull your locomotive as far as possible at URS 2 to give sufficient clearance to back onto the other end of the wagons after the run round. You'll see a yellow fouling point marker marked on the sleeper. Okie dokie. I do remember the old Class 66 Isle of Wight and the 08 packs. Oh God, such a long time ago. How time's flown since then. Packs come out. I didn't work for JT out then. I'm not sure if there were an official JT build release or not. I don't have a clue. It's such a long time ago. Maybe they were. I don't know. Someone might be able to confirm that one for me. It was way before my time at JT. Good stuff, East Midlands. Good to hear. Class 20 collection. I never had that on disc. To be fair, I never, other than the 08 and the Isle of Wight and that, and the 66, that's the only thing I had, I think, on disc. Everything else was a digital. Yeah, if the JT on the box, then they must have been built. I mean, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of them packs, unfortunately. Before my time. I should find out who did them. I should have to inquire on that. So we've got a long 5 mile an hour section down here. We've got to go to the top end loop. So the yellow fouling points are these, which you mentioned on the briefing, on the pop-up. So we need to make sure that we don't foul, not that one, but the one here. So what we need to do is pull far enough forward that there's enough room for this one when we do the run round. Nearly there. And then it'll be a run round, and then I've lost where I am. Map's that big, I forget where I am sometimes. So that'll be a case of running down this line then, which isn't a long section at all, but it takes us down to Dowler. Oh, on this, so it's done on the control and enter on the number pad. So if we go back, so for control on the keyboard and enter off the number pad, and then hold control down, then number 2 goes down, 6 goes across. You need to go to maintenance and press control enter. Use number 2 with control to go down to air brake setup, then press control enter again on that screen, and then press it again, control enter on that one. It'll change it from it'll change the goods. I'm in goods at the minute, so I'm not going to press it again because it'll put me back to passenger. That's how you do that. Yeah, you're right, it did used to be a clip point. It's nice it's actually done on the proper console now. Now, I'm yet to do a drive on one of the scenarios off the packet on the actual main line at like higher speed. So that'll be fun with the brakes and stuff. Ah, have you not got a number pad? That's a slight issue if you've not got a number pad, because you can't click the screen above either, like the arrows on the number pad. As far as I'm aware, you can't click them; they're not clickable. So yeah, you need a keyboard with a number pad to do that. Good. Won't stop there. Go a bit further yet. So we're nearly clear. Just about. I said that'll do it. So I'm going to do the same again. I'm just going to put some wagon brakes, hand brakes on, just to ensure nothing rolls. Whilst we're there, it's that yard work. I could work, you may now proceed to run round the wagons. Probably, but I can't be bothered to scroll across. Maybe, yeah. I don't know the ins and outs on that. I just apply a few. Just try and find out that. So that should do us. To access URS run round 2, ensure you change the manual points. check these are done. That is. Right. I'll set the GSMR back up in a minute. So we're not due out of here until 10:37, so there's no rush for this. You've got plenty of time to do this run round, so there's no point just flooring it around, because you'll find that you've got to sit there. Because you don't get let out until, I think there's a stopping service that arrives at Buxton, so you have to wait for that anyway for clearance to go. If there's any questions or anything regarding the pack, regarding the scenario pack that is, or the routes, do ask away. Happy to answer anything you might need to know. Or anything on TSW. In terms of JT content, there's anything you're not too sure on or want to know. We're here to help. That's a good question. Which section of the MML did I enjoy making the most? So, for me, I quite enjoyed doing Barrow Hill, because it was only a small project, but it packed a lot of detail in, and there was quite a bit to do on that, around that area, like getting all the bits, like all the intricate details. I enjoyed that. In terms of like the mainline stuff, I did enjoy doing Lincoln, to be fair. Building Lincoln itself was quite a big challenge, but like the city part, but it all worked out pretty well, I think. Yeah, I do like that section. Not to mention because it's flat as well. A lot of it's flat, so it wasn't so much of a pain. Flat routes are always a route builder's friend. Yeah, Lincoln was a fun one. I'm quite glad we did do that one, to be fair, in the end. the scenario creation was quite fun for Lincoln alone, but I enjoyed doing the scenario stuff for the Berry Hill one because there was more like tour sort of related scenarios, like visiting events and stuff like that, so a bit more than your normal service. There was a couple of normal services in there, but there was a lot of like special bits and pieces. I did also enjoy doing the scenarios for the Hope Valley. That's the only involvement really I had with Hope Valley and Buxton was scenarios with Mark. The senior was done by Nick. So we don't smash into the back of these. What, 0 injuries? I believe so. Final checks have been made to the wagons after recoupling. You may proceed onwards towards Buxton signal box to make a brief pause to collect the token, the Buxton download token. I don't think we get to go straight away, but I think we can roll forward. I'm going to change these points. Evening JB Videos, how are we doing? All's well, thank you. Hope you are good as well. Right, so that's all that sorted. Put the GSMR back on. No idea what to do. Maybe don't like multiple run rounds. Alright, so yeah, we can only go so far. We can roll forward up to the end of this line. Oh, straight. Sorry, I've just put you because I roaster on Twitch. No, not a problem. Good, good. So when you come and do a stream on YouTube, you forget everyone's names. They've got different usernames. Unless you call Ashley Clark, then you know who Ash or Adam Ager. Or Chief Jack. Right, let's to be honest, actually, I'm going to wait here till it says 37, so I'm going to wait till 37 rather than pulling forward. Do it properly. Otherwise, we'll get out of sync and be in the wrong place. So we have literally like 2 minutes, so it's not ages. Yeah, the plan was always to make sure as soon as this pack came out was to ensure that it goes into this scenario pack. That was always the promise. I held out as long as possible before I submitted the pack to Just Trains to get put on sale. So this is my own side. This is not JT. This is myself. So I've been working on this pack for 7 months. I started, I think, beginning of February, and then I waited and waited and waited, and I thought we can wait forever, and I have no idea. And eventually, obviously, the hype started coming back up again this last couple of weeks. So thankfully, we didn't have to wait too long. So I always said as soon as the pack comes out, I'll get it, and I'm going to do the clone versions and get them done. So my aim is to get them done as soon as possible, pretty quick. So it shouldn't be too long before you guys get the update. Oh, come on, TS, don't do that to me. There we go. I hate it when it does that. So I've already converted 2 scenarios ready, so the update is 2 out of 10 scenarios done at my end, so I've got 8 more to do. They'll need a test just to run through them, just to make sure they're all right and nothing's out of place. Hopefully they'll just play ball. Did you? I didn't know that. I didn't know you had to have the old pack. Does it say, where does it say that? I'm just looking now on the website. It says the essential requirement is the 66 EWS 66 V2. It's not saying, it doesn't say anything on the website of you needing the old original sound pack like the EP. Are you sure? Because I've unticked the old EP on this scenario and it's working. Yeah, I don't know. You shouldn't need it. Personally, I wouldn't think you'd needed it. You need to have Volume 1 for Volume 2 to work. But you shouldn't need the old one. The old, because that's discontinued now. So if that's the case, then yeah, that'd be quite hard for people. I can't see that being the case. If you needed it, it would say on the essential requirements. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the old one definitely. It didn't have GSM on the old one. It didn't even have a casing for GSM. It had the NRN on the original base model. So there's a lot of traversing on this scenario. Strange. Might be worth firing an email to AP on that one just to query it. It doesn't have click points. It's set up where you have to put it in on the scenario editor, so you have to put the GSMR code in on all that, and then you press Control G, and I think it's like the 92 pack, where you had to set it all, and it does it for you. I've also stopped short there. Well done. It's a visual, but you can do the Control G thing and make it do its. It does actually animate when you do it. Although for me, it wasn't doing it then. Something. It looks like it's got a bit confused because I've done that many run rounds. It probably does. It probably can't cope. No. So again, guys, you'll see the pop up every so often. Nightbot's putting the link in for anyone that may want to have a look at the pack and maybe pick it up. $9.99, 10 scenarios, 13 hours of additional gameplay for the Midland Main Line routes. You now have the final possession of a token to run between Buxton and Dowlow. Why is it not moving? What on earth? Why have I got so much brake on? Was that me? Maybe I might have missed a DSD going off. Big skill issue there. I think it's logged all my brakes, so I must have missed a DSD going off. I can't remember if it's a climb in this direction or if it's downhill. Map downhill. How's your download speed, Ash? Shouldn't you had a skill issue? Excellent. As Mr. Burns would say. There's a climb at the minute. It was slow for me, to be honest. But I did try downloading the pair together, which was probably not the wisest of ideas. Got there eventually. I just left it downloading for... I think I left it downloaded while I went to go and get the kids from school. After I come back from lunch. We went out for lunch this afternoon. So I'm doing some work after the stream as well. So as I mentioned before, this really does show how much of a difference it is actually driving this version of the 66. It's really working hard. And it's also struggling. Not quite 3 hours. Couple. It doesn't happen very often. To be fair, most times I usually work and have my lunch at the same time. I don't stop. Like a machine. Christ, this is really working hard. Definitely got all my brakes off. Just double check that one. It's 1 in 62 to be honest. Oh, very nice. Climbs all the way down there as well. I can't sit. I've never been able to be one to sit there and go away and have my dinner elsewhere. I was just literally, I'll just sit at the desk and eat my dinner as I'm working. I'll just crack on. Man's job's never done. Always busy. Well, I don't know what my load is here. $18 I've got. 18 loaded. I mean, when I used to work on the trams, I used to obviously have to have my dinner. I couldn't carry on driving. But I just find it easier to crack on and get going. Yeah, literally. I've got that much room on my desk. I'll just dump it to one side and just have a bite of my sandwich and going along. This climb. Am I going to be brought to my knees here? Is it going to make it? Such a difference. Yeah. You know what? I didn't take my handbrakes off. I did take him back off. Oh dear. There we go, we're getting a bit more speed now. Hello, Si. Watching on TV at the minute and realising it said hello. Hello! How are we doing? Hope you're enjoying on the big TV. I took him off now. Yeah, that was a bad skill issue. To be fair though, it's still struggling. Still climbing. That was a big Burke moment, sorry. All that time sat there, I forgot all about that. It was a good thrash. I think which one was on the top of the climb actually. I think it crests over just around the bend somewhere. It looks like the map's sort of might be levelling out a bit on the track map. Big telly. Nothing better than watching the train sim stream on the big TV. Feels like you're in it. Just 65 inch. It's not that big. Tiny. Like a portable. To be fair, taking them handbrakes off, it's only giving us 3 mile an hour more. It's still proper working up this gradient. Only 62 at the minute. It's more severe in the gradient with Big Arm, which was 1 in 90. So 2.6 miles to the end. We stop there, and then we head into the quarry siding 2 at Dowlow. Excellent. Enjoy it. I think we've just crested over the hill there. You can see the it levelling out. Oh yeah, it's working. Full clag, full motor. We're now at 20, so we can't go anymore. Yeah, it does sound good. Very good. It just makes these scenarios more realistic in terms of what we can do with all the extra logos and the nameplates and stuff like that. It's not off topic at all. No, you're happy. I'm happy for people to talk about that. That's good. No, we're looking forward to getting out to you guys and showing more of it off, more pictures and more devlogs. Those will be coming. It's nice to see people's reactions to it as well and what they're most excited to see on it. So that's fine, not a problem at all. We're going to be doing a CSW stream on the 17th of this month. Same time again, 7:45. I'm going to do an 86/2 run upon the Preston to Carlisle route. So do come along and join us. Last little climb. Yeah, we'll be doing them as well. There'll be plenty of those again as we edge closer. Those haven't started just yet. I'm not too sure when they'll start, but I can't see them being too far off, to be honest. Just keep your eye out. Obviously, there's the Pacer as well, the TFW Pacer pack, so again, there'll be stuff for that as well. So there'll be plenty of stuff ongoing to get yourself sunk into and have a reader and look at pictures. Last final push now, only 7-9 mile away. Be interested to see how well that does with us not doing modern stock in TSW before, so something a bit different from us. Let's test the water. They do, everyone loves a pacer. Again, when those packs are obviously ready to be streamed, we'll stream them on air as well, so plenty of stuff to come. So with the streams, I'm planning to do them every fortnight on here. Looking probably Wednesdays each week, every 2 weeks, sorry. But obviously there may be differences in the days depending if I've got stuff on, but there will still be at least a fortnightly stream. So keep your eyes out. There is obviously the 861 that's planned already, so that's already there. I will feed more streams nearer as we sort of move along, just to keep it sort of going so people know there's stuff coming when I plan stuff. There'll probably be a selection of TSC in there as well. I'll probably chuck a bit of that in just to mix it up. We've got plenty of TSC that we can do. There's preservation lines that have got paces, so at least you can still find one. A little bit. They've done the one tour, I think, with their pacer. Am I right? Right. We'll need to change some track. Where are we stopping up? Quarry sign 2 was. Change some of the points. And that one over there. Before proceeding, ensure the points are set to continue into Dowlow Quarry sign 2, which we've just done. We can continue. Was it 2025? Was it that long ago? Come on. Right, try again. Took a little bit of going. You really do have to work this loco and be careful with your brakes. And we are at Journey's End, guys. Hope you enjoyed the run this evening, and just a look into the scenario pack, obviously, and look into the update that's coming very soon. Sit tight. Hopefully it won't be too long. I'm working on it as fast as I can. Again, we'll be back on the 17th of September for our TSW stream on the Class 86/2 pack. Again, if you want to purchase this pack, £9.99, 10 scenarios, 13 hours of extended gameplay for the Midland Mainline routes. If you're a Midland Mainline fan and you like doing freight, then this is one for you. Scenarios are set between 2018 and 19. Conveying a range of different loads, different wagons. Not a problem, good stuff, Si. Let's put a few streams on as well. As the nights are drawing in, we can put a bit of content on for you guys, and we can do that. It's amazing how quick it's gone dark at night already. Have a nosy on our website. You never know what you might find, so. plenty to get your teeth sunk into. Yes, we can have a look at doing a West Extreme at some point, no doubt. Plenty of stuff to do. Yeah, it will be Christmas before we know it. It's frightening. And there we are, guys. Thank you very much for watching this evening. I hope you've enjoyed. We're back again in a couple of weeks' time, so keep your eye out for that one, and just keep your eye out for future streams that'll get added onto the agenda. Catch you again in a few weeks, guys. All the best. Good work, driver. The train is not due to be unloaded for a while. Grab yourself a brute. You have earned it. Scenario complete. All the best. And once again, bye for now, guys.